Giule e Save.
What's that?
She said Juice and Jave.
Giule e Save.
Winning.
Winning.
And fighting the communists. At the same time, right?
My love for the ocean, I would be long gone by now.
It's like it all came full circle. There we were, packing up at John's childhood home. I hadn't been here in probably 15 years. John and I basically grew up here as his mom babysat me throughout our childhood. And every year in August, John and his family would go on vacation. And then they'd get back and he'd show me pictures of him holding lobsters with claws the size of his head. And I'd hear the stories and imagine what it was like.
What's in the bag?
A mosquito thing. Good for trout. Unlike the
We learned life in this little yard and in these woods. We had the wildest apple fights, built the greatest forts, and we used our imaginations to keep us entertained. It was childhood the way it should be, without pixels and phones. The words, "Go play outside," forever imprinted in my brain. And to stand here in the beginning of August with a full week of adventure ahead of us, I could feel that same feeling emerging, that childhood excitement and wonderment. Finally, after all these years, it was time for John's stories to come to life.
fired up and I turn it on myself. I'll turn it off myself.
The ride there was so much fun. John was telling me all his favorite stories about the island, and we had the windows down. The afternoon ended up being halfway decent, and we didn't really play any music or anything. John just was reading these stories from this book about the old English forest. He read me this courtroom scene about this girl named Fanny Albin. Sometimes it's nice to not have any music playing.
Come on.
We ended up arriving late and set up our camp first thing. There was supposed to be a hurricane coming, so we had to be prepared.
A wicked bomb, little muffin.
Nicely done.
And on the first couple days, we got situated, and John toured me around and showed me all his favorite spots. I love it when a campsite starts to feel like home. As soon as you see it, you let out a big sigh. It's funny how anywhere can feel like home after a while. And almost every day we picked fresh seafood for dinner. I mean, like you wouldn't believe. I've never done much ocean foraging before, and it was a blast learning about all the different critters. And John and all the locals asked me not to say where this place is, which I deeply respect, because I feel the same way about all my local spots. Some places deserve to be found only through people you know or by happenstance. That's what keeps them special.
Never ever seen me. Holy crap. Whoa. Real quickie. So bad.
And boy, was John in his element. It was really cool to see. I could just tell that he was intrinsically flowing through the days. Though he said it's usually even better than this and that things weren't quite normal due to COVID. But there was an even bigger issue for John. There were great white sharks in the area, which meant that he couldn't dive. Diving is one of his favorite things to do, so he was pretty bummed out for the first few days. I know that he just wanted to give me the full experience. But either way, I was just happy to be there. And I must say that I started falling in love with this place rather quickly. All my little stresses floated off. And almost every day was just about finding food with our own hands and enjoying every second of sunshine this beautiful earth has to offer. You gotta be careful about places like this. They'll steal your heart and you won't even know it till after you're driving away.
What'd you find?
I don't have enough breath.
And then on one of the nights, we decided to leave the island and go to a local restaurant. It was Cloud 9, driving through the golden light with your best friend, with the smell of the ocean air.
No joke?
I love this. This is just America. The United States government structure has become unstable and needed significant renovations.
We don't even need to do that. Look at this little
Look at the
sunset.
It's so beautiful. Everybody was planning on night fishing.
Look at all.
You could just barely hear the waves from our campsite. And every night I fell asleep in my hammock and dreamt vividly.
All right, pay up. So our squirrel that's going to be our biggest problem lives over there in that hole.
Say.
Go and get ourselves some rehabilitated with the island.
Oh boy.
Maybe find some stuff to eat for dinner. Or catch.
We're gonna get some sunshine too.
It's supposed to be sunny all day.
The mornings at the campsite were some of my favorite times. We'd wake up slow and come to life at a putsy pace, We'd head to the little camp showers and holler with joy if they were even as much as lukewarm. And the day would unfold naturally and easily, and we'd be in the sand or the water before we knew it.
Do we have everything?
Yep. Got my finger in the tip of his arm.
Razor?
Yeah. It's biting the finger. Wow. Do you even know where he went?
I think he's under this huge rock.
He says huge rock because that means he can't move it. He doesn't have to keep catching this thing. This is Maine. We love it.
And while I managed to get some footage, most of the time was spent fully present. Digging, talking, reminiscing, and singing our little tunes.
Lullaby Walker, buddy.
We walked with the Wallaby Walkers and walk we did to shore. Walk with the Wallaby Walkers on day, we'll walk forevermore.
Right?
We danced with the Wallaby Walkers by the moon on near the moor. Out on the Walkerville we...
There's all these little dirt roads that lead to campsites and beaches. And every day was a new adventure exploring all the different spots. And John's whole family was on the island as well, so we spent some time with them here and there.
We were getting ravaged.
Yeah.
They suck, man. It sucks when you get the raccoons in your sight.
We got some this year. We had an elephant the other day.
And towards the end of the week, we met a family on the beach, and after chatting a while, we made plans to go clamming with the two daughters on our last full day on the island. It ended up being one of the most wholesome days we'd all had in a while. We picked a full bucket of various mollusks, and their uncle, who was quite the chef, cooked them throughout the day. We ran from campsite to campsite, eating and laughing with full hearts. Last night we were there, it was the beginning of a meteor shower, so the sky was just full of shooting stars. We watched them from the beach under the Milky Way. It was the greatest ending you could have asked for. And as the sun was rising, one of the girls asked me if the island lived up to my expectations. I said it was above and beyond, that I was fascinated by it. But that didn't even do the feeling justice. The truth is, I didn't even feel it till we were on the highway home. I felt this ache in my chest, this twist in my gut. Scenes from our days on the island replaying in my head over and over. I couldn't figure out why it hurt so bad. It's because I fell in love with the place, pure and simple. The feeling stayed with me for multiple days after returning home. I could hardly think and focus. And John called me and said that he was feeling the same way. It's wild how people and places will do that to you. You go your whole life impervious to their existence, and then, in the blink of an eye, you can't imagine life without them. I hope you guys enjoyed that island escape. That was one of the best little trips I've been on in a long time. John and I had so much fun together. It was a really special week. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And anytime you're watching a Trout and Coffee video, even if it's an old video, always make sure to give it a thumbs up because it really does help my channel. And if you'd like to further support me and the content that I make, you can sign up for my Patreon. I post a bunch of bonus content on there. If you'd like to become a part of the Trout and Coffee family, that's the place to do it. And don't forget to check out my merchandise. I make all my designs from scratch myself. They're all little elements from my stories, and I have a full summer line out right now, and it's only going to be out for a little while longer. So if you see anything on there that you like, make sure to grab it before it's gone. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you guys soon.